welcome our blood viewers to our today's news English edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight. The Prime Minister on an official visit to Havana, Djibouti, and Cuba. And on the international scene in Libya, an unprecedented tragedy, catastrophic floods, and there now with thousands death and missing people. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. Accompanied by a delegation composed of the Ambassador of Djibouti to Cuba, Mr. Nasser Ospo, the Chief of Staff Ali Silai, the Deputy Director of Spiritual Relations, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Djibouti, Mr. Abdelkader Kamil Mohammed, makes an official visit in the Republic of Cuba from Monday, September 11 to Saturday, September 16, 2023. On Tuesday, the 12th of September, he had a one-on-one meeting with his Cuban counterpart, Mr. Manuel Marrero Cruz, to whom he sent a message from the head of state, His Excellency, Mr. Ismail Omar Aguirre, to his Cuban counterpart, Mr. Miguel Diaz-Canel. During this meeting, the two officials praised the excellent spiritual and historical relations between the Republic of Djibouti and the Republic of Cuba and reviewed several existing cooperation topics between the two countries. Bilateral cooperation in health, sports, and regional and international issues were discussed during this meeting. The Prime Minister, Mr. Abdelkader Kamil Mohammed, took the opportunity to salute the fruitful cooperation which has borne fruit. He also reiterated the request of the Ministry of Health of Djibouti for the provision of the Government of Cuba of emergency doctors, as expressed during the visit of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Ahmed Robli, last year. For his part, the Prime Minister of Cuba stressed that this very high-level official visit has been eagerly awaited since 2022 and was delighted with the completion of the visit, which comes 3 days before the opening of the work of the Group of Summit 77 plus China, scheduled for September 15 to 16, and of which the Republic of Djibouti is a full member. The President of the National Assembly, Mr. Delita Mohammed Delita, today received a parliamentary delegation from the Federal Republic of Somalia. The audience saw the participation of honorable deputies, in this case, Mrs. Safia Al-Mijibril, First Vice President, Mrs. Nim'u Bulhan, Head of the Delegation of the Djibouti Section, Mr. Saliban Daher, Member of the Office of the National Assembly, and the Chief of Staff of the Head of the Chamber. The Somali parliamentary delegation was led by Honorable Marwa, a Vice Chairperson of the Research Committee, who is a candidate for the presidency of the Interparliamentary Union during the election scheduled for the 212th session of the Governing Council in Anguilla. This visit was also an opportunity for the Somali candidate to seek the support of the Djiboutian Parliament and, in particular, its President, Mr. Delita Mohammed Delita. Speaking in turn, President Delita reaffirmed all the friendship and centuries-old relations existing between the Djiboutian and Somali people. Furthermore, as a fine diplomat, President Delita Mohammed Delita said he was willing to further strengthen cooperative relations between the parliamentary institutions of the two sister nations. The Republic of Djibouti expressed its compassion and solidarity with the bloody state of Libya following the massive flooding caused by Storm Daniel, which swept across the eastern part of the country, causing numerous casualties and injuries, as well as heavy material losses. The Republic of Djibouti extends its sincere condolence to the families and loved ones of the victims and to the bloody Libyan people, wishing a speedy recovery to all those who are injured as a result of this natural disaster. The destruction appears to be greatest in Derna, a city once in the hands of Islamic extremists, in the chaos that has gripped Libya for more than a decade and left in without a crumbling and inadequate infrastructure. The confirmed death toll from the weekend flood stood to 61 on Monday evening, according to health authorities, but this count does not include Derna, which has become inaccessible. Many fear that many of the missing people, who number in this thousands, would also be washed away. A video posted online by residents of the city shows major devastation. Entire residential areas were razed to the ground along the river that runs down from the mountains to the city center. Multi-story apartment buildings that once stood far from the river has partially collapsed in the mud. The Sheraton Hotel this morning hosted an important Memorandum of Understanding signing ceremony between civil society and institutional partners financed by the American agency USAID and executed by Karizan. The aim of the project is to strengthen the capacity of civil society organizations to work more effectively with local authorities. This project is to support civil society engagement in Djibouti's local development process funded by U.S. government through USAID. The fund is worth at least $10 million over 4 years, which began in November 2021. It is also to strengthen partnership between regional council leaders and local communities, all while supporting civil society organizations to achieve the civic space and organizational capacity needed to operate effectively.
to continue their work and extend and expand the work that they're doing to reduce in a variety of areas, each of them different. Some areas include reducing and hopefully eliminating the scourge of female genital mutilation, of improving water management in the regions, in strengthening ocean management or the blue economy, and better waste management and other areas. Our work is made possible through the generosity of USAID, who for 20 years now has been a steadfast partner in supporting Djibouti and Djibouti's development. It's really an honor to serve them and work with you.
It's an honor to be here today to show the support of the United States to Djibouti's local development process by signing these memoranda of understanding. Djibouti and the United States share the goal of fostering local development by enabling citizens to collaborate more fully and effectively with government representatives at all levels. Development is most effective when it starts at the local level. This project will build the organizational capacity of our partners to engage with their local governments through technical assistance, topical training on issues of concern to citizens groups, and other support. To all the regional council presidents here today, thank you for your commitment to the success of this project. Your support is critical to the emergence of an empowered civil society. Thank you very much.
Heading towards the south now, where the headquarters of the Regional Council of the town of Aska hosted a meeting to popularize the regional development plan. This gathering was organized at the initiative of the president of the regional decentralization body, Sharmanki Hassan Allali, and all local elected officials. The meeting saw the participation of the prefect of the region, Abdul Malik Mohammed Bunoita, the Minister of Trade and Tourism, Mohammed Warsamadiri, originally from the region, representatives of the inhabitants of the region in the hemicycle. The objective is to present the 5-year regional development plan for the period 21 to 2025 to members of the government and deputies of the assembly. The prefecture institution intends to work in close collaboration with the regional council as part of the implementation of the development projects. Abdul Malik Mohammed Bunoita said to the local elected officials, "Our missions remain different, but we will work together for the interests of the population to carry out the development projects developed. It is necessary to mobilize the funds necessary for their realization." We're still in Ali Sibih, where the Diwan al-Zakat distributed the first installment of sponsorship contributions to the city orphans. A total of 80 orphans are sponsored by Diwan al-Zakat and its national partners. Accompanied by their parents, they received the first installment of their sponsorship. The sponsorship ceremony was presided over by the prefect of the region, Mr. Abdul Malik Mohammed Bunoita, in the presence of the president of the Ali Sibih Regional Council, Mr. Sharmanki Hassan Allali, and representative of the Diwan al-Zakat management. The National Human Rights Commission organized an important meeting to revitalize the platform of civil society organizations working in the field of human rights. The meeting was welcomed by civil society organizations who see it as a way to strengthen their actions in favor of human rights. These working meetings between the National Commission on Human Rights and civil society organizations are provided by the law governing the organization and operation of the National Commission on Human Rights, in particular by Article 10, which provides that the Commission promotes consultation with associations and non-governmental institutions for the protection and promotion of human rights. To this end, the Commission has created a civil society platform bringing together the main associations after the industry speeches, notably from the President of the National Human Rights Commission and the President of the Civil Society Platform. The various actors were able to attend presentations made by the National Human Rights Commission. On the agenda for this working day, discussions focus on the needs of civil society in terms of capacity building on human rights. It is expected that during the second meeting scheduled for December, a work plan will be developed. The large hall of the Dakhel Regional Council hosted a crucial meeting with the decentralized services of the region with the aim of discussing the establishment of the City of the Unity. Chaired by the prefect of the region, Mr. Hassan Abdi Roble, this historic meeting brought together a multitude of key players, all united by a noble cause, the massive planting of trees. Among the participants are the interim president of the Regional Council, Mr. Ibrahim Goro Abdullah, local elected officials, and heads of decentralized services in the region. The main objective of the meeting was to put in place mobilization strategies, select dynamic locations for plantation, and above all, develop plans to ensure the stability of these trees, thus making Dakhil the greenest region of the country. The key announcement of this meeting, an upcoming tree planting campaign, which will be extended not only to the capital but also to all 5 interior regions, as well as each locality in those regions. Shifting gears to our international scene now, King Mohammed VI visited the Marrakech University Hospital on Tuesday. He visited the intensive care unit and the hospital for earthquake victims. More than 2,900 people were killed and 5,600 injured in the last Friday's earthquake. The king, who was being treated for health problems in France at the time of the tragedy, has now returned home. Last Saturday, he chaired a meeting devoted to examining the situation and measures to help the affected population. Among the measures adopted was the installation of field hospitals to treat in injured selected areas. Serious cases are transferred to Marrakech. Before leaving the Marrakech hospital, King Mohammed VI donated blood and took a walk in the crowd. Well, by this, our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.